Welcome to the Dr. J.J. Thomas Podcast.
Hey everybody, Dr. J.J. Thomas here. Weighted vests are all the rage right now. I see people all over my neighborhood all the time walking with a weighted vest, and they're so happy, and it's because it has a ton of health value, which we've gone over in an entire other episode. But if you don't have a weighted vest, don't you worry, I got you. There's tons of research to support the importance of grip strength as it relates to longevity, right? Everybody's using these weighted vests because it's been tied to things like muscle strength and endurance and cardiovascular markers, but grip strength has the very same capacity. Let's talk about why that is. We're gonna use the research to talk about why grip strength is so highly correlated with longevity. One research study is a meta-analysis and a systematic review. As you know, that's the highest quality evidence there is out there. What this study looked at was the predictive value of hand grip strength in people age 60 and over. And here's what they found. For people who had a decline in grip strength, there was also a correlative decline in cognition, in functional status, in mobility, and in mortality. So that grip strength correlated and was validated to correlate to earlier mortality and a lower quality of life within the years that they were alive. Another study compared mortality as it related to hand grip strength as well. And what it found, interestingly enough, they measured hundreds of subjects over a span of about 9.5 years. And what they found is that for those 85 years and older that fell into the bottom third category, they had the highest mortality rate. And what they found is that the highest risk of all-cause mortality occurred in these groups. In the lower third of those who are 85, and in the lower 2/3 of those who are 89 and older. And in addition, they found that those with the greatest rate of decline in 4 years had another bump, another elevation in their risk of all-cause mortality. So grip strength is important. Why is it important? Grip strength is not just an indicator of how much you can squeeze, but grip strength is a culmination of, it's an indicator, as seen through many other research studies, it's an indicator of things like overall muscle mass. It's an indicator of core stability patterns, things that, guess what, are modifiable. We can train them to improve our overall health, our overall strength stability, our overall core stability, and therefore our longevity. So today I'm going to give you a sequence of my favorite carrying exercises, farmer carrying exercises, and variations so that you can integrate this into your program even if you don't have a weighted vest. So the first one is a basic farmer carry. You want to use, if you've never done a farmer carry before, you may want to grab a slightly more moderate weight, but eventually you want to work up to a nice heavy load so that you're working your grip. When you do this, so we're going to start with a basic farmer carry. When you lift from the ground, you're going to do like a nice suitcase deadlift if you can, flat back. You're not going to round and pull this up like this. You're going to essentially squat deadlift and get the weight up. From this position, you should look like you're in a plank. So my chest is erect, my grip is strong, and I'm going to maintain this plank posture as I walk. So this is a basic farmer carry. You want to try, I'm going to back up so I can show you again. You want to try to not have a lot of lateral sway. Like I said, you want to be in a plank essentially. Abs are tight, chest is erect, shoulders are strong, grip is strong, and then I'm going to maintain as level of a pelvis and trunk as I can throughout the walking motion. So I'm going to walk it back, go, 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 boom, boom, boom. Tons of value in this baby, okay? That's variation number one. The second variation is a front rack carry. For this variation, I'm going to teach you how to get it into the front rack position, and I want you to just know we're going to target elbows in and up, and we'll talk through the benefits of the front rack position. So from here, I'm going to come here, I'm going to get it up like that. You can use dumbbells and you can use lighter dumbbells so you don't have to swing it like that. Elbows in and up, and I'm going to maintain this posture as I walk. The benefit to the front rack position is that in this position, my anterior chain, my core, is super firing up. My rotator cuff is involved. Everything's stabilizing, and it's just an increased anterior chain load to challenge the system. The next progression is what we call an offset carry. So one arm will be in the front rack and one arm will be in the basic carry position. The benefits to this is now not only do I have anterior chain activation here and a pulling motion here that I have to balance, but it's offset, meaning that my lateral stabilizers are going to have to work a little bit harder, which will challenge more functional type activities like rotation and side bend and the things we need to do on a regular basis. So that's what this is what that will look like. So we'll come up, I'm going to front rack this one, I'm going to hold this one down, elbows in and up, eyes forward, chest erect, I'm still holding my plank, and just like that. Turn and come back, and then you're going to want to do obviously the other side as well. For the next progression, we're going to do an overhead carry. This one is going to challenge your stability chain, and you're going to want to go a slightly lower weight than you were using for the basic carry or even the offset or front rack carry. So I went down from a 16 kilo, which is about 32 pounds. I'm going to go down to a 20 pound. I'm going to bring this up safely to the overhead position. Elbows are straight, shoulders are in line with my ears. I still have that plank posture, and I'm going to, knuckles to the ceiling. I don't want hands like this because remember we have to tie that grip. So knuckles to the ceiling and walk strong and tall and erect, just like this. Turn and go back. Trying to keep everything stable. Looks like that. The last variation, the last progression is an overhead offset carry. So we'll do one arm overhead, one arm down, or even one arm in front rack. That's going to give us that asymmetrical stability pattern, but still a greater challenge with that overhead piece. So that looks like this. One arm will be overhead. The other arm can be here or here. I'm going to do it here, and then we're just going to knuckles up on the top arm and strong and erect, still holding that plank posture. Walk it down and back. And that is it, my friends. So do not fear if you don't have a weighted vest. There are plenty of ways to tax your body and your core and your musculoskeletal system in a way that breeds health and longevity, ties it to grip so you can live longer and live those lives as functionally and happy and active as possible. As always, let me know if you have any questions. I'm here for you.